What does the word comprehensive mean to you? To urban planners, comprehensive describes the interrelated nature of our physical environment and the collective vision of the community, all of which is woven into what we call the comprehensive plan. In Lexington, our 2018 comprehensive plan is called Imagine Lexington, and now, just a few years later, the city is again asking the community to imagine a future that serves us all. This plan represents a shared vision for community values, goals, and experiences by providing a flexible yet focused framework to ensure equitable development of our community's resources and infrastructure, all with the goal of enhancing our quality of life and fostering regional planning and economic development. Most importantly, the comprehensive plan and the process we undergo to create it gives you, the community, a chance to listen and speak on things that help us determine where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Imagine Lexington is the most recent addition to a long line of plans that came before it, adding its name to the rich planning tradition of this community and recognizing the knowledge, experiences, and voices that have shaped that tradition, while at the same time striving to amplify the values and experiences of those historically excluded from the process. The current plan breaks our future vision into 5 themes that reflect how the community operates and interacts. These themes are neighborhoods, environment, jobs and prosperity, community, and urban and rural balance. So where do we stand now that another comprehensive plan update is upon us, and how do we set priorities for these themes moving forward? First, let's look at our neighborhoods, the building blocks of our community. Lexington's neighborhoods, and more importantly, the neighbors themselves, make up the foundation of our city.
Any neighborhood, the heart has to be the people who live in it, and you have a vested interest in this neighborhood. Therefore, a vested interest in your city.
So, what, when paired with great neighbors, makes a successful neighborhood?
I think diversity, just every walk of life, being able to be in that neighborhood together.
We also need diversity within our housing types, housing affordability, land uses, and transportation options.
Being able to walk around, walk to a business, walk back to your home, I think is really important.
The demand for connected, walkable neighborhoods is on the rise, which makes our investment in creating these spaces and making them accessible and affordable a top priority.
Of all of the things that probably are deepest in everybody's mind these days is the availability of housing. Is it affordable? Do we have enough of it?
The largest opportunity for development and growth in Lexington, I believe, is affordable housing. And anytime you got more residents and more housing, that's better for the city.
Just as we depend on our neighborhoods to house and support our growing community, Lexington also depends on its natural environment. The natural areas both within and outside of our urban area significantly contribute to our community's social, economic, and ecological well-being.
Lexington is a beautiful city, and I love the natural world that we have that surrounds us. In the future, providing more spaces for people to go out and enjoy nature is very important.
The sustainability of the landscape and its natural resources is closely linked to the community's values and needs. Therefore, we have to appropriately address the impacts of development on the environment.
There's more that we could do to provide an ecological component to development that might include more trees or might include more native plants that help with flooding and habitat. We're seeing kind of a collapse of our ecosystem based on our land use practices over the past 100 years. Our natural environment is a very complex system, and it's all interconnected. And it takes many different types of people with many different perspectives and different expertise to be able to make plans that make sense and that affect all of us.
Thriving communities achieve prosperous economies by using a multifaceted approach, creating opportunities for both new and existing businesses while also maintaining the community's overall vision.
It's not just about attracting a company to Lexington, it's about what are the right types of companies that fit into our community, our goals, and what we have for our plans in the future for our city.
By being a city with a diverse economy, Lexington is an attractive option for both businesses and talent, but it goes beyond that.
People are getting more concerned about what does my after-work life look like as opposed to my 9-to-5 life.
While it is important to have things to do and places to go, for an increasing number of prospective Lexingtonians, it's also about how we get around.
You know, amenities like multimodal transportation, where at one point separated you from other cities, now are kind of table stakes. If we want to have a vibrant young workforce, if we want to retain a vibrant middle-aged workforce, and then have people who want to retire and stick around, it's the stuff you have to do.
There's many reasons why it's important to have walkability and have everything in close proximity to your urban core. You're going to see a lot more connectivity, and that's going to drive a lot more job recruitment and a lot more people wanting to live around it.
With housing, transportation, entertainment, and other quality of life factors at the forefront, Lexington continues to be a desirable place for both employers and those seeking opportunity and growth in life and career.
The question is never, why come to Lexington? The question is always, why not come to Lexington? We have it all here in our city.
Support services and accessible, well-maintained infrastructure creates a base for desirable communities to thrive. Most importantly, these things increase the quality of life for the people who choose to live and grow here.
Oh, Lexington is such an amazing place for people to grow up and grow old. To have a vibrant community, we need to ensure that we have activities and availability and housing and transportation and public spaces, all that's open, available, generally free for people of all ages.
You think of our city parks, places like that where anyone can go and enjoy it in the same sorts of ways. The idea of access is important, that they're open to anyone.
Adequate and equitable access to community spaces is dictated in large part by the connectivity of our transportation network and ensuring that it serves all types of users.
I think it's essential to plan for people of all ages and abilities when we think about the infrastructure, whether it's bicycling, pedestrian infrastructure, partly because it is people on both the young and old end of the spectrum who often maybe don't have access to vehicles, and so they're the ones who are going to rely on it the most.
When it comes to our discussion about urban and rural balance, smart growth and rural preservation go hand in hand. It is undeniable that Lexington has both urban and rural assets that are worth celebrating and enhancing in our city's future.
I think we have a very vibrant downtown, and it's ever evolving, and I think it's only going to get better.
I think that's pretty special, that kind of mix of urban and rural that makes it an interesting place to live.
You can be in a city and get all the feel of a city, but then you can also go 5 minutes down the road and it's green pastures everywhere you go. That's probably my favorite part about it.
These voices represent just a few of the many within our community and cover just a fraction of what's in the plan. But every voice is important. So you may be wondering, why should I get involved?
It's important to hear your voice in the planning process because a comprehensive plan just isn't comprehensive if it's not representative of all the people in the community.
We are a community. We all live and work together. And the growth and the beauty of this community is going to be when we all have our input into how we want our city to look and to grow moving forward.
It's up to us to decide what the community looks like. What is it that we need? What do we want in order to, again, create a vibrant, livable community?
Getting involved will allow for growth for Lexington, and it takes its residents to do that.
People's old experiences and new experiences are all important, and to find a balance is never easy, but when you get there, it's great for the city. So everyone's voice needs to be heard when it comes to this issue.
So if you want to be a community, be a part of a community, you got to step up to it.
As we reinitiate this process and look forward to Lexington's next 20+ years, let's continue to imagine. Thank you for participating in this process, and we look forward to hearing how you imagine Lexington.